Welcome to the Spare Time Rewind D&D podcast with your host, Gurdbeard and Advised Celery. What's going on? Okay, so we pretty much decided that this was gonna be a long quarantine. Right at the beginning, we decided we were gonna do a podcast that was Dungeons and Dragons based, in order to keep you guys a little bit more entertained and to diversify what we do here on the Spare Time Rewind, to go along with the cryptids. So, as a space filler, as of sorts, here's what we collectively have been doing. We've been planning a Dungeons and Dragons prison podcast. There's 4 of us. We'll have Celery as the DM. You'll have myself, Gurdbeard. I'll be playing Tauric Nocturne. I'm a Dragonborn. You'll have BarRaised. He's our buddy Mac. He is going to be a Warlock Gnome. And then there's Mike. He is going to be playing a dwarf who follows the bro code, whose name escapes me at the moment, but I'm sure we'll find out. So, thank you for joining us in the inaugural episode of the Spare Time Rewind D&D podcast.
Alright. We enter on a cool, dimly lit prison as our heroes, Tauric, Cramrock, and Limey Gibbons, are all escorted through the large steel gates, in through the courtyard, and down the winding hallways to their cell block. The guards open up the heavy iron bars with a slow hand crank as they are brought in to a cell block with a lot of prisoners roaming free. A few are locked up behind strong steel doors in sort of an isolation, but the others are clearly free. As you're entering, you hear chants of fresh meat! Oh, new on the block, new on the block! Oh, pretty face there! As you move on through and are assigned your cell block rooms.
I know I'm not the pretty face, I'm a dwarf.
Tauric.
Everyone in this prison sounds the exact same.
Tauric and Cramrock are both given a cell together in A13, and Limey is put into A14 along with a cellmate who is already there, a small who is asleep as he enters.
With the name
the doors are left open, and the guards tell you that you are free to socialize and live your lives in these confines, but however, if you cross them, you will also end up on lockdown like other guests in the establishment, or even worse, being sent away to the hole, a place they assure you is no fun.
Wait, so if you leave your cell, you can put the whole entire thing on lockdown, but the cell doors are open?
The cell doors are open, the cell block is closed, and at night they inform you that you will be put in your cell, and they will close the doors and open them in the morning.
Oh yeah, no, that's just normal person thing. I thought the way you described it was like that. You leave your cell, it's gonna go on lockdown.
No. There are some cells though that are on constant lockdown with higher risk inmates.
Them 5-star prisoners.
And every now and then we get to go outside, like we get a recess.
Yes, you will get.
Yay, recess!
You will get a rec period twice a week. You get to go out into the yard.
I think the most fucked up thing is when finally find out as an adult that recess was only there to give teachers their mandatory breaks.
Yeah.
Hey, guards need breaks too. The strong, chiseled jawline of the blonde-haired guard who puts you in your cells chuckles as he strolls off to go socialize with the other guards who sort of mill about, keeping an eye on things. Above you, you see a catwalk with multiple guards up top, with some with crossbows, others with swords, just standing and monitoring. There's sort of a casual atmosphere to it. They're comfortable with their jobs, and they're keeping a good eye on things, but not overly suspicious or aggressively.
I want to start by inspecting my cell to see if there's anything I can use for a weapon.
Okay, you're inspecting yours and Torik's cell.
Yep.
In the cell, you see there's a table, a small wooden table with two shoddily made chairs on either side of it. To the left, you notice, that's on the right side of the room, to the left, you notice there's a set of bunk beds, the top bed being supported, it's like built into the wall with iron chains holding up either side of it. The right-hand corner has, behind the table and chairs, has a small pot with an iron pot with a handle on it. And in the left-hand corner, behind the bunk beds, you have a bucket of water to use for cleaning yourselves or what have you in the moment.
Yeah, that's lovely.
It is very much a feudalistic prison cells. No amenities.
No chamber pots. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
What are the dimensions?
I'm not even going to make you do an investigation check. Upon further inspection of the right-hand corner, you notice that is your chamber pot.
There's an iron pot in the corner. That's what else is it going to be?
Get separate chamber pots, or do you have to use the same one?
You gotta share. You gotta share, bro. There's nothing worse than when you get to the chamber pot and the rim is still warm.
I was going to say when it's still full and steamy, but yeah.
Talk about a shitty situation.
Nothing's metal, so it retains its heat.
Oh, yeah.
The worst part is I gotta get the spearhead back from Torok.
The only worst thing than a cold chamber pot is a warm chamber pot.
Hey, at least I'm with the Dragonborn who will shit down.
Yeah, that is true. I am a frost Dragonborn. What are the dimensions of this cell? Because I'm 8 feet tall and at least 320 pounds.
It's a 10-foot tall cell, and it is 12 feet wide by 15 feet long.
Perfect. So I can fit in here comfortably.
Yes, you are.
Your bed might be comfortably a little small, but
the bed is only 6 feet long.
That's okay. I sleep sitting down.
Limey wants to check out his cellmate, but he doesn't want to wake him up because that'll probably piss him off because this fellow looks pretty intimidating.
Actually, I wanted to just wonder, just for continuity's sake, do you guys want to all just explain who your characters are? And
haven't we already gone through this?
Should we? Yeah, but it's not on. For all those new viewers who weren't personally in.
This is episode 1. We have to inform it. All the listeners, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So,
feel free.
Who goes first?
I guess I'll go first. Feel free to introduce yourself before you start off your characters. So, Gurdbeard, me, Jord, your host.
No, you're Tor.
I know. I'm saying my name though. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. I forgot. Sorry.
My character is Torok Nocturne. I am a Dragonborn fighter. I am from the Frosty Hills of Winter Valley, and I was in the army. I was a very, very high-ranking army general, and I've been wrongfully convicted of war crimes, and I'm too proud to go against the council of elders in my village in in the Hidden Valley, or Frost Valley, sorry.
Hidden Valley.
The Hidden Valley Ranch.
Known for its dressing.
Yeah, in the Hidden Valley, in where I operate a ranch. No, I'm kidding. In the Frost Valley.
Okay, great. I
am a Silver Frost Dragon. I'll even go a step further.
Yeah,
with a fighter class.
Okay. Good stuff.
Celery's the DM if you guys haven't caught on yet.
Huck, do you want to describe yourself really quick?
Oh shit, yeah. Character's name Gurdbeard, your paladin, and to save his homie who's been imprisoned.
What's your homie's name?
Bragg Ironballs.
And your name again?
Cramrock Broheim.
Cranrock Broheim, and you're here to save...
Bragg Ironballs.
Bragg Ironballs. Perfect, perfect.
Good job, Broheim.
Yeah, I'm making this cringeworthy and amazing at the same time. I'm okay with this.
That's the name of the game, bro.
You got random dwarf name generator, and you got fucking...
Bragg Ironballs. And it was like the best thing ever.
That's a pretty fucking...
I'm low-key building a character around that. Like, I'm like, oh, I know exactly what Bragg Ironballs is. It's in his name. But yeah, so, great Dwarf Paladin. Prison Break-esque vibes. You have the map tattooed on you.
We didn't introduce another... We forgot a character there, bud. We forgot a character.
No, we're... And obviously we're going around to, Gibbon.
Okay.
Who is the final member of the party. So, Limey, if you would, please.
Yeah, so my character's name is Limey Gibbons. I'm a Forest Gnome Warlock. Yeah. I got arrested for allegedly stealing from a charity box outside of,
if we're going into that much detail, I guess I gotta explain why.
A lot of air quotes around alleged and stealing and charity.
Yeah, I mean,
well,
nobody was guarding it. It was just sort of sitting there, and I mean, I'm kind of falling on hard times lately, so I've...
You know, one could argue that you found unguarded sum of money that, you know, you were rescuing from potential vagrants.
It was charity, right?
Yeah, you needed charity as well. You're just cutting it out.
Yeah. It's a hard life as an adventurer, and I didn't realize that when I started. And
you know, those adventuring bills stack up. Understandable. Mm-hmm. Okay, so back into the story. We telescope back in through the prison to Limey and the room of his unknown cellmate as he, you know, makes himself acquainted.
I'm checking him out. I don't want to wake him up, though.
Okay, you see that he's a scruffy-looking dwarf. He seems a little unkempt, but it does seem like he's relatively new to the area. He doesn't seem totally institutionalized. He's got, like, you know, still pictures and you know, things that remind him of the outside, like just strewn about his cell. Nothing too fancy, but a small sketch here and there.
Does it look like he's been here for... How long does it look like he's been here for?
Based on just, you know, the general look, you'd say maybe a few months, but you wouldn't say years. He doesn't look like he's been here for years.
Alright, what bunk's he on? Top or bottom?
He's on the bottom bunk.
Alright, I'm gonna try to scamper up to the up bunk without waking him up and just sort of... I don't wanna mingle with everybody. I'm just...
Okay.
I'm in here till I get my plan and
perfect, man. Give me a dexterity throw to see how nimbly you scamper up to the top bunk here.
First roll of the campaign.
Let's do some acrobatics. Would that be acrobatics or?
You know what? I will let you use acrobatics. Because you know, you're...
My athletics is fucking...
You will have to... If you succeed, though, I'm going to expect you to describe how you acrobatically climb up.
I got an 11.
Flip up.
Oh, an 11. Okay. You're barely going to make it up there.
Alright, I guess I I grab the lip, or no, fuck, I'm tiny. I'm like 3 foot.
Yeah,
5.
you gotta jump. There's some jumping involved.
Alright, I
off the
jump
wall
for the lip of the top bunk and try to run, like scamper up the pole with my feet, and then I slip a bunch, and I'm surprised. I'm really surprised the dwarf isn't waking up, and I finally pick it up and I peer over the top bunk at him to make sure that I didn't.
You hear some grumbling as he goes, "Oh, fucking elves, oh, fucking," as he rolls over to his other side, clearly disturbed but not awoken.
I just sit back and digest.
Okay. Yeah, the gravity of the situation is dawning on all of you, and you're realizing, like, you are locked in a prison, and a lot of the people around you are potentially dangerous. You don't really know. Like, there is a large potential threat, and on your way in, it did seem like a fairly secure prison. You didn't see any other entrances other than the main gate, and there were guards stationed very frequently, and they seem to be fairly adept. So
I want to take some time to surveil the prison and see what the weak spots are in their security.
Okay. Give me a perception check to see what you see of your cell block.
Oh, I just rolled a 19.
Okay. As you look out through the iron bars of your cell, which is open, you can walk out and explore. It is the day that you have arrived in, which means cell doors are open. So as you look out into the cell block, you see a few people chatting and talking. There are some locked cells. You hear a few bangs and pounds from one or two of them, and you notice that there is a slight division amongst the inmates of the prison. Like, it almost seems like there's two camps where there's a small congregation of one and a small congregation of the other, and a few people coming here and there, but not much crossing or intermingling between the two camps.
Well, what are the two camps made of?
Prisoners.
Yeah, but like separated by race or what?
You don't notice. You notice there is some of a division between the races, but there's humans on both sides. There's a few kobolds running around. There's not a huge racial component to it, other than the fact that it seems like all the kobolds are sticking together, but that's typical kobold behavior.
Yeah.
Sure. Why not?
Hey, that's how they be, though. You know,
no.
kobolds be like that. I'm not even trying to make it into things. That's how they be. They got pad tactics.
I guess I'm gonna see how long it might take Torek to pass the shiv if he actually shoved it up his ass.
Okay.
I mean, it's behind a scale. It's not actually up my butt.
Okay. Yeah. No, I just wanted to make sure because
I didn't actually hoop a shiv.
Okay.
Torek, you have, as I understand, smuggled in a pre-made shiv.
A bone shiv. Yep.
You have hidden underneath one of your scales.
Correct.
Okay, so you have that. I believe Limey, as a warlock, also has a crystal he uses, which he swallowed, so he will not be able to, I understand, use his warlock abilities until he passes.
I don't think I've trained to use my spellcasting focus from inside my stomach.
You don't have that feat yet.
No.
Okay. So yeah. You guys have these things on you. Everything else was taken. You have no weapons. No one else does, to your knowledge. None of the other prisoners. All the guards, obviously.
I want to... Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead, Kezi.
I want to make a perception check on the guards and see if there are any around 4.5 feet tall.
You know what I want to do?
Yeah, roll.
You know what I want to do? You guys should guess what I want to do. I want to break free.
I want to break free.
Roll the
Free
4.
from these chains.
Okay, you perceive that the guards are armed. They have weapons, and you also notice one of them bang on the cell door of your neighbors and go, "Hey, keep the singing down, you two."
I am going to spend a good chunk of my day watching the guards and their actions, and spend more time looking for short guards. Hopefully, I see them eventually.
You seem like one of the shortest people there.
I'm gonna get the shiv from Torek and start checking the walls to see if it's possible to scrape or dig areas of the stone out that are sealed. Yeah, the wall.
Yeah.
Stealth check.
Yeah.
Check.
I'm gonna definitely have you.
Stealth check? Yeah. Alright, give me a second. You kidding me? That's an 8. It's not that bad, but I rolled an 8.
Do you add anything to that?
That's good. No, he's a paladin. They're not very stealthy. So yeah, you actually Torek, are you pulling the shiv out?
I mean, I want to make a perception check to see if there's anyone looking at us, because like I was just singing 2 seconds ago.
Perfect. Okay, make that perception
Makes
check.
sense.
A nat 1.
Oh, dude, no one's looking at you. You're totally in the clear. You give.
Whoa! Against my better judgment, can I hold back? Like I don't want to give it over. Like it's just a perception. I didn't say I was gonna give it. You know what I mean?
Okay, no, but in when you're looking around, coast seems clear.
Coast seems clear.
Everything. Yeah, coast seems clear. There's literally.
Okay.
You don't see anyone looking.
Okay, but I'm gonna look over and I'm gonna say, bro, we just got here. Let's not make a stink just yet.
Alright. I'll agree with Torek.
Let's get the lay of the land first, you know what I mean? We don't wanna make an uproar and make ourselves targets just yet.
As you guys debate this, you hear some footsteps approach your cell. They sound kind of like flippant, like casual, almost like a little bit of a dance, as one of the other inmates approaches your cell and taps on the bars. Knock, knock.
That's me, like, blowing frost towards the bars.
I just want to be the first one to welcome you guys to our humble abode. I hope we didn't put too much of a fright in you.
I want to ask the person where the ale or alcohol is.
I just look at it blankly.
Ale, eh? I can tell already that you guys are definitely going to be a good time. So maybe we can procure some ale. There is quite a bit here. Anything that you want, I'm your man. I can get things. He says with a sinister smirk.
I ask him how much to get iron and stone.
We have plenty of stone around us.
Already put in, are we? Well, I don't know. What do you even have to offer? We work on a barter system here. As you can tell, there isn't much in the way of gold or currency flowing.
I offer my skills in tool building and stone crafting. In return.
Tool building and stone crafting, Not much use for that here. We don't really have a whole lot of tools or stones to even be working with. But there may be a problem or two I could use the assistance on, especially from two big strapping guys like yourselves.
What are the beds made out of curiosity?
They're like thatched. They're like hay mattresses.
Okay.
They're like steel with like hay mattress.
Steel with hay mattress, like solid steel?
Or is it like woven,
cast iron,
metal
like
bars?
solid cast iron.
Okay.
Should just be like mats on the ground or something. Just fucking like you sleep in hay stacks on the ground.
Well, they're not the. Honestly, this is one of the better prisons. He's gonna go in. You guys should really consider yourself lucky. It's pretty tough to get a spot in a prison like this. You guys must have at least been a bit impressive.
Don't worry,
as
boss.
he looks you up and down, checking you out, kind of like sizing you up.
I want to walk past him and stroll through the prison block looking around.
Okay, so you walk right out. He's like, "Oh, Dorf's got some stones on him."
I'm gonna stay in my cell, and I'm gonna slowly just breathe my cold breath onto my mattress. Hopefully no one notices, but I'm just gonna sit there and like.
Oh, looking for a chilly night's sleep, huh? There is definitely a use I could have for someone like you.
Yeah,
I'm Blaine, by the way.
Blaine?
And he reaches out his hand to shake yours.
I'm Torek. I don't shake his hand. I slap it away.
Oh, alright, Torek. I see. I don't know if you noticed around here, but there's a little bit of lines being drawn. I was trying to extend the old olive branch, but if you want to, slap that away, well, feel free to go hungry.
I just got here.
And,
I just got here.
he,
I don't trust you. I haven't met you. Blaine, is it? Let me get my bearings first. If need be, I'll come to you.
all right. Fair enough. I respect a man who stands on his own. But just let you know, no man's an island. And out here, it's sink or swim. And he walks away.
Peckerhead.
That was my...
Oh, no, continue. I was literally going to cut to you.
I
Peckerhead.
am just biding my time on my bed. How's my stomach feeling? Like, what do I roll for that? I have no control over.
Actually, you are totally right. I'm gonna have you.
It's a Constitution check.
I'm gonna have you roll because you're trying to force it out. That would be Constitution. I assume you're forcing it out, right? Like you're trying to pass this.
No, I want to wait till nighttime.
Okay, perfect. So it's a random incident. I'm gonna have you roll. If you get a 19 or 20, then you pass it right then. But if not, you don't.
And then
it's just the number's gonna go down progressively as time progresses, because eventually you would have to pass it.
Is there anybody watching me?
Wait, what'd you get? Sorry.
16.
Okay, 16. You feel a little rumble in your gut, and you feel like tonight might be the night. But
This is a rather large crystal, I'm assuming, too. Like I'm picturing. So it was.
You are nervous about how large it actually.
It was a horse.
It may have been easier going in than coming out.
Yeah.
And it's a shard.
I'm gonna make a perception check.
You sharded.
I'm gonna make a perception check,
Can I
okay?
hear these guys in the cell beside me?
You heard the other guy kind of approach them a bit. You kind of overheard that interaction, so what I just said and what they said.
Okay, cool.
So I'm gonna take that perception check now, like I said. I'm gonna see if there's any guards around, because I'm gonna pull. It's been later on now, and I want to get that shiv out of my scales. It's starting to be literally a pain on my side.
All right, roll to see how perceptive you are.
19.
You notice that there is two guards walking together, even though it seems like there's no one else on the thing, but there's two guards walking by, and they're just kind of doing like a lap of the lower level, and there's some guards up top, but as like they aren't really looking down at you. You can tell that they're kind of distracted.
Okay.
I want to cause a distraction out on the floor.
No, don't do that. Okay, sure.
Just start banging on some of the closed cells.
As you bang on the closed cells, you hear angry yelling at you from behind the cells, and the guards say, "Hey, knock it off! Leave those guys alone, lest we throw you in there with them."
I pull the
As they
shiv
laugh.
out. I pull the shiv out as all their attention is drawn towards Cramrock.
Okay. Yeah. You now have that shiv.
I place it in. Is the chamber pot used?
No, it was clean when you got there.
Okay, I place it in the chamber pot.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, you pull it out. They do not notice. They're like the guards that are.
Do I notice?
No, because you're looking out yourself. You hear like a few grunts from next door, but like that could be anything.
Okay.
He could be, just breaking the chamber pot in, for all you know.
Yeah, I'm
I don't
having a
want to
rough one.
watch that. Oh, are the walls solid, or can I see through them? Can I see?
The
Stone
walls
are-
in between the cells are solid.
It's like a pirate prison, right?
Mm.
Like
no,
from-
like a normal prison. Just bars up front and then 3 stone walls.
Bars with like cement. They're like stone wall. It's not like there's like almost like there's no like
So like modern
functional
prison,
wood.
but on an ancient scale.
But
Okay.
there's no windows to the outside in there, so.
Yeah, no. Each cell has a small like slit to allow like light in. It's about 2 inches wide, and it just like tall, and it just goes like 8
That's not
feet
very
across the
tall.
width.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Wait.
Yeah.
We have water
It's
in
just
our
like
cells,
a-
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You have a bucket of water.
Perfect. Okay, cool. I after placing the shank or whatever it is, the shiv in the chamber pot, I go back to I look at the stone wall, and I start looking for a weak point, like a crack or something.
It seems pretty well constructed. There doesn't seem to be any like. Actually, you could roll, but I'm just gonna straight up tell you there doesn't seem to be any weaknesses.
Okay, cool. Well, let me see. Where are my stats here? So yeah, with my 19 in strength, I'm going to like attempt to slowly chip away at the wall, and like make a weak link.
Like where the crack is.
Yeah, where the crack is. I just want to chip something off. You know what I mean? I want to make like.
As you drag your dragon claws across it, you pull. You definitely leave like scratch marks on it, but that's about it. You have like scratch marks that you left. There's like you could theoretically grind it all down, but it would take, if you estimate, like years to do so.
What happens if I get it cold? If I use my frost breath on it and then fucking try to like knock a chunk off?
You know from experience that stone rock kind of like cold rock breaks down about the same as regular rock underneath your claws.
Yeah,
Unless
but what
it's
happens
to the
if you
point
pour
of
water on the wall and freezes it?
Yeah.
You would have ice on
Get
your
water
wall.
in the crack. Get water in the crack.
There's
and
no
freeze.
cracks. It's like a gap. It's like built like that.
Yeah, but what happens if he puts a whole bunch of water in there and freezes it? Couldn't
You
it
can do
crack?
it.
Oh,
No.
You could do it and see what happens.
I'm not gonna waste that water on the walls. It's okay.
I drip drops of water on a single spot of the concrete for 10 years, and eventually I wear enough through it to get some purchase on it and drag my claws through.
Is there
Yeah,
any
you
way
know,
that I
frost-
could like?
make frost bullets and fire little frost bullets at the same spot on the wall for hours at a time.
Yeah.
Do
Anyways.
you want to do that?
No. I have better things to do with that water. It's okay.
Okay.
Like kill guard.
As you sit in your cell with your shiv pulled out, you hear
Shiv's
a bit
in the
of
chamber
a
pod.
commotion
Yeah,
down
shiv,
the
chamber
cell
pod.
block.
The chiv's in the chamber pod. It's not out.
Yeah,
I
shiv's in
just-
the chamber pod.
I just went and
Yeah.
hit it. It's like it's hiding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A shell. So you hear a slight commotion down the cell block, and it sounds like a bit of a fight between one of the human prisoners and a few of the kobolds. You can hear them like kind of yelling at him, like, "Hey, stay off our side, eh?"
I go over and go try to find wherever Cramrock is because I know he's probably.
I'm proceeding back to the cell.
It's pretty loud.
I'm moving back to the cell to get away from the commotion.
You're getting away from the commotion.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. I find Cramrock and I go fucking bring him back into the cell. I say,
You hear,
I follow him to the cell.
hey
I go to the
buddy,
door and
you're
peek out,
next.
But I don't.
you peek out.
Yeah.
Give me a perception check.
Okey-doke.
Hey Cramrock, your next movement might be a little painful and pointy and sharp, if you know what I mean, in the chamber pot.
I catch on to what he's putting down.
Rolled a 19 on my perception.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you notice that in the group of kobolds, there seems to be like a main kobold who is sort of instigating things, and you see he's clutching something behind his back as he argues, and the other kobolds start to surround the human as a few other humans kind of step up to sort of have his back to a degree.
Who's the most
And
dexterous?
the guards are yelling down, hey, knock it off, you guys.
Who's the most dexterous of all of us?
My dexterity is at 14.
Mac?
That was mine.
No.
It's mine too.
Okay.
14.
I'm willing to get involved in this. Mine's only a 12. I'm willing to get involved in this, but I also kind of want to see how this is going to go down, and I'm not that dexterous. I kind of want to see what the kobold's hiding behind his back. If anyone wants to, feel free to go grab that.
Yeah. I want to go perception check and or I guess I want to go grab the kobold's weapon.
Well, here's the thing. Only Limey has seen this. He's aware of this. If he's
Okay,
guys,
yeah.
Because you.
No, I want to go approach the. I guess I want to do a perception check and look at the fight, see what's going on.
Yeah.
Can I just go, actually, since we've already given him the shiv, can I just go over to where the fight is and observe the fight and, hopefully draw all the attention from the kobold to me, because I'm, 8 feet tall and a dragon?
Well, he's arguing with this human. He's clearly in an argument with this human, but you can totally walk over there.
I'm gonna walk
I rolled
over.
a 13 for perception.
Yeah.
Okay. You see that there are people arguing. You do not see a weapon. You notice that the guards are aware of this, but it just seems like a typical dispute amongst prisoners.
I go over and make my presence known.
You go over there.
And make my presence known. Yes.
Okay. How do you go about doing that?
I don't know. I'm fucking 8 feet tall. I stand out like a sore thumb.
All right. You walk over there and tower over some of the kobolds
With my arms crossed.
as they are shaking these humans down and kind of look up at you a little nervous. A few of them kind of try to scooch away from you a bit. They're clearly a little uneasy with your presence. But the main kobold doesn't take notice and continues to berate the human.
Oh.
I want to approach the fight or the argument and start shouting, "Where's the blood?"
Okay, yeah, you do that. As you shout, "Where's the blood?" The same guy from earlier walks over to you, Blaine, and he goes, "Oh, don't you worry, there will be blood." And he gives you a little nudge in the ribs.
Yeah.
As the fighting between the argument between the kobolds and the humans sort of increases a bit.
I shake my head.
Lime's just watching. He's got a plan. He doesn't want to get wrapped up in any prison shenanigans.
How close am I to
not-
Limey? How close am I to Limey right now? I don't want to fight them.
Yeah, no, you're just outside watching.
I want to
near
go
the edge
stand
of it.
behind the kobolds.
Am I within like speaking distance?
Oh.
And from behind you, Torok, you hear a human voice say, "Quit bitching and just fuck them up," from one of the cells, and the other humans kind of look over, and the main kobold screams and jumps onto the human he was arguing with, and stabs him in the neck, and then just bites at his face.
Alrighty then.
He takes a huge chunk out of his cheek, just ripping it out. His blood goes spraying, and the other two humans grab it, try to pull it off as the other kobolds jump in, and a few humans jump in on both sides, and like a bit of a scuffle breaks out, and then finally a few of the guards shoot one of the kobolds with their crossbows, and that seems to quell the crowd down. This is as far as they would let this go.
I want to pull the arrow out of the kobold.
The kobold goes limping past you. It hit him right in his right thigh as he limps towards the cell. He's got a bit of blood on him from where he was attacking to, but he's clearly bleeding through his leg. So you approach him and try to pull the thing out.
Yeah.
All right.
Roll the 16.
Yeah, you pull the arrow out. He winces and screams. He's like, I don't need your help. And he scuttles off back to his cell, holding his leg as he bleeds. Another kobold runs over, grabs him, kind of gives you a dirty look, and walks him in.
I want to proceed to put the arrow inside inside the boot and pant leg.
No, bro. Give it to me. I'll put it underneath one of my scales.
All right, yeah, I give it to Torek to hide.
Give me a stealth roll.
Me?
Both of you actually. Give me both of you.
I got a 12.
Okay.
17.
All right. The guard who shot it notices that Cramrock grabbed the arrow and follows you down there. But when he gets to your cell, you've already kind of hidden it. And he's like, all right, where'd it go?
I asked, what is he talking about? I gave the arrow back to the kobold.
You know that you can't have arrows contraband? Are you sure you don't have it? And he stares you guys down.
Yes, you can search my bed. There's nothing there.
He tosses your bed up. He's like, and he looks at both of you, and he's like, "You guys sure you don't have it? It'll be quite a punishment."
I want to proceed to take a shit while the guard's there.
Nice. Okay, perfect. He kind of looks away, and he's gonna look at you, Torek, and he's gonna be like, "You don't know anything about this, do you?"
I just stare. See, it's funny. It's funny because in character, I'm looking at my screen right now, blanking and not saying anything, and I have to realize that I have to say verbally that I'm blankly looking through him. Yeah, I am blankly looking through said guard. Yeah, I blankly look through the guard.
I want to stealth roll.
All right.
I want to stealth roll to see if I can put the dagger from the chamber pot into my boot, just so they don't find it.
I'm gonna tell you right now. With this, are you gonna do it?
You shouldn't fucking do it when he's right there, dude. Please don't.
No, I guess I'm gonna sit in the chamber pot and act like I'm struggling with the shit.
Yeah.
Okay. He's
Hot.
gonna walk over to the cell next door and look at Limey, and he's gonna go, "You didn't see anything about an arrow pulled out of a kobold, did you?"
How tall is this guy?
This guy is 5'8".
I crane my neck and I look up at this guy and I said I didn't see anything except for The kobold over there was hiding something behind his back.
Oh, really? Seems that we got quite a weapon problem here. Thought we dealt with this. All right. Back to your resting. Your cellmate hasn't seen anything, has he? And he kind of like stares at the dwarf who's still like passed out, slept through the whole fight. He's not too concerned about it.
Yeah, cool. Guess he's not concerned about it.
Yeah, okay. So he's gonna kind of scoff and walk off.
Alright, now since the guards
Sorry?
are gonna kind of want to stealth roll to get that dagger out of the chamber pot and like.
Yeah, totally.
Got a 17. Pretty good.
Yeah, you grab the dagger out and you slip it into your boot or this shiv, and you have the shiv on you now. So one of you has the arrow, the other has the shiv.
I have the bolt, yeah. He has
Yeah, the bolt, the crossbow bolt. So you guys have these objects. You hear the fight get kind of broken up, and you see the cobalt that kind of started things getting dragged off and
I'm a snitch.
and taken out of there. And he's like, "I'll fucking kill you! I'll kill you all!" Ah! Freaking out as they drag him out of there. You hear the iron door like slam shut as he gets taken to presumably the hole.
I want to go check out cell 14 to figure out who the guards were talking to.
Okay. You do that, and you see a small gnome standing kind of near the door, keeping a bit of an eye out.
You want?
What was that? I didn't hear you.
What do you want?
Want to introduce myself? I'm Cramrock.
Oh, good to meet you.
If you need any protection or anything, keep in mind that us short people got to stick together.
Oh, well, I wasn't expecting such forwardness in person. I'm Limey. Nice to meet you.
And then I'm gonna say my cellmate's Torek. He may be tall, but he's a good man.
I don't speak often.
Yeah. Here's...
As you speak, you notice the dwarf on the bottom bunk starts stirring, and he kind of like sits up a bit and rubs his eyes.
I haven't met this guy.
I walk over and slap him hard, like 5-star him right in the back, and say, "Long time no see."
He hops up, like fists ready to fight, still kind of in a daze. He's like, "Oh my god! Oh, so be damned! That couldn't be Cramrock I see here, could it?"
Yeah, long time no see.
What are you doing here? Don't tell me you got caught raiding the whorehouse as well.
No, just the warden's wife.
Is that Craig Ironballs?
Sounds like quite the caper. And he slaps you back, 5-stars you back in the back, even harder than you hit him, just showing the dwarven affection.
Tell him there's plans in a mist that we'll talk about it later, and I proceed to walk back to my cell.
Plans? Oh, been what plans? I trust you, Cramrock. As you exit the cell, and he looks at Limey and he goes, "Oh, so I assume that you're one of a friend of Cramrock's."
Never met the guy. I just got here.
He kind of looks you up and down. He's short, but he's still like a bit taller than you. He's like, normally I don't associate much with gnomes, but seeing as how we're cellmates, I'm going to make an exception. And he slaps you on the back like as hard as he smacked Cramrock, and it almost like knocks you forward a little bit.
Shit, that could almost knock the shirt over his ass.
Well, we're gonna have to live together, so might as well belong.
Good to hear. Good to hear. I don't know how much of the prison
you
life
could
you
eat
got.
me, so.
Oh no, it's fine. I don't like a cobalt. And he laughs, but kind of like looks at his cell, like nervously, hoping like no kobolds heard him say that.
Sorry, what is he? Is he a dwarf?
Yeah, he's a dwarf. He's
Oh,
also a dwarf.
I guess I didn't mean to say he would eat me because he's also pretty small, but he could fucking pummel me.
He's
He
Frank
is
Ironballs.
quite a bit bigger than you, and he does seem like quite a stocky dwarf. So, but he does seem like a bit nervous, a little bit cagey. Forgive the pun. So yeah, he takes kind of a look and he's like, "Oh, you haven't experienced too much of the prison yet, have you?"
Oh, I haven't been here very long. Just got here today and noticed you were napping, but I've had my fair share of time in prison. I'm 300 years old and I've been around a couple times.
Okay, that's a good start. I figured I should let you know a little bit of the backstory here. There is a little bit of a divide here, and as long as you stay on both sides' good side, you shouldn't be in too much trouble. I will say though that if you don't do anything for them, they won't do anything for you.
Well, I don't plan on staying here all that long, if you know what I mean. And I wink.
Oh, I see you are friends with Cram. I knew he wouldn't just leave me out to dry. And he winks back at you, kind of gauging your response to see like if you are legit.
I kind of like raise my head and like squint my eyes and then nod a bit, like I understand, like that.
I'm doing that nod right now as I understand.
I'm picking up what you're throwing down, Nod.
Yeah.
So, as this kind of happens, you notice that the man who was attacked by the cobalt is getting his face bandaged up, and as he gets bandaged up, he walks towards a cell and kind of like goes in there for a little bit, and you hear kind of like almost like orders being barked at him. Not entirely, but from the tone of it, you kind of hear that. You can't like hear exactly what he's saying, but you hear kind of like an authoritative, and it sounds similar to like the voice you had heard, like the voice of Blaine who was talking to your neighbors earlier.
Okay.
So with that, the first day kind of comes to a close, and they have everyone get in their cells, and they start locking people down. They do like a bit of a head count to see if everyone's where they should be, and they lock everyone down and slide some dinner trays into you guys to give you your supper, as it were.
What's on the tray?
It's basically just a like a pile of mush almost. Like there's basically like a bowl of like a mushy kind of stew, and then like a piece of like semi-stale bread.
And is it like a stone tray or something, or is it just like
it is like a very thin, like not like aluminum per se, but it's like a very thin,
like
fragile,
a tin tray.
like yeah, like a tin.
All right.
I eat it because I need to shit out a fucking crystal.
Yeah, I eat the food.
I need some lubricant.
Actually, you know what? Give me another roll. This time, you need higher than a 14 to pass the crystal.
I hoard it. I'm gonna hoard my food.
Okay.
Got an 18.
Oh yeah. You start eating and you feel like a rumbly in your tumbly, and you know like this crystal's ready to come out.
Hey, am I gonna be able to finish eating before I get to the fucking
Yeah,
chamber
no,
pot, or-
you can totally. As you finish your meal, you really feel it.
And I finish my meal, and I set down my tray, and I want to make a perception check to check out the guards and the other inmates to see who's close to my cell.
Yeah, roll for it.
Well, isn't
all the
everybody locked
inmates
out?
are in their cell. It's just guards.
Okay, just inmates. Okay, I got a 14.
Yeah, you see there's like a few guards kind of circling, but like they're circling with enough regularity that you can easily like time your shit in between like their up and down monitoring.
I want to score the edge of my tray with the shiv. I want to do a perception check to see if anybody's around the cell. I want to score the edge of the tray with the back of the shiv to see about breaking some piece of the tin off. I got
yeah, you can try it. So,
17.
okay, so you see like the same thing. You see the guards going up and down, and you feel confident that you can do this without them really noticing. But as you score the 10, you realize that it's kind of wearing your shiv down a bit, and you might be able to like cut a piece out, but it's so flexible and malleable that it's hard for you to like you can't really cut it. You know what I mean? It's tin. So
I proceed to stop instead of breaking my shiv.
Yeah.
Or damaging it, even though it is a jaw, so a jaw shouldn't get that worn down scraping.
No, but like it's not for what it's doing to the tin.
Yeah.
It's not like really super effective. Limey, you pass your stone.
Good save there. Good save there. By the way,
There's a little.
I heard that. I heard that pause.
There's a little clank. There's a little.
Do you have to make a stealth roll on my shit?
On your shit? You know what? Yeah, make a stealth shit.
Okay.
Give me back my shit.
How strong are these tins, Trev?
How strong are they?
Yeah.
Like you could bend it. You could totally bend it.
Would it be able to take a couple like hits?
The tray?
Yeah.
It could take a hit or two. It wouldn't be like, it's like imagine like if you were to take like a soda can and kind of like flatten it out. It'd be kind of like that.
Okay, cool.
Oh, you can make a knife out of a flat soda can.
Yeah,
I got an 8 on my stealthy shit roll.
Oh, okay.
I want to really sell it though. Like this is a violent shit now, and I'm like, oh my god, and I'm stomping my feet.
Your cellmate, here's the clink, and kind of notices it, and he's like, oh, a little bit of contraband, eh? And he sort of looks at you and like looks around, and is looking to see like he's aware that something's sus. And he's kind of gauging your response off this.
Kev, why do you use, like, young people, like, the whole entire younger generation thing, like, sus? That hurts me.
Bro, it is sus.
I don't know what that means either.
Suspicious. It's just an abbreviation of suspicious.
I look over and with, like, the pained expression on my face from the fucking crystal I just passed.
From the sus crystal.
Kinda give him a weak thumbs up.
Oh, all right. Seems like quite the movement. and he kind of chuckles to himself.
Do they collect the trays, or would they notice if one's missing?
They
I feel like they'd notice. Yeah.
100%.
I was gonna take one and fold it underneath, use the water bucket to like hammer it down, make it stronger, fold it.
Yeah, like they would totally notice, and you would probably get like punished for
Alright.
it. Just
Yeah.
saying.
Skip
Like, not saying you couldn't, but it would be like
Hey, for mine,
you can't do it stealthily.
So, like, I'm gonna roll right now, because if the guards come... This is gonna be for when the guards come by, because I had the same thing in mind. I'm gonna say that if I pass it here, I'm gonna keep the tray, and I'm gonna tell them that I just refused dinner, and I'm gonna be very stoic about it, and they'll be like, okay. Like, hopefully they'll be like, okay.
I mean, you can see if...
Well, I
if you
rolled a
wanna do that.
14. So, and like I have my
Okay.
charisma too, right? So like I rolled a
So-
14.
So the guard comes up and he's like, all right, trays up. Let me see him. And he takes Cramrock. I assume you're giving him your tray.
Yeah, I give him my tray.
So he takes Cramrocks. He's like, all right, you there, one?
I refused dinner last night. I didn't take a tray.
Refuse dinner. Well, that's not what it says here in the... Is it? So come on. I don't care if you eat, but I can easily tell the kitchen not to feed you anymore.
Well, I didn't eat last night. I refused dinner. I don't know who put it there.
Roll a deception.
Deception. Okay.
Yeah.
What's my
That'd
modifier?
be charisma.
It is
It'd be your
charisma?
charisma.
Okay, so it's a +2. $18 + 2, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. It's like, all right, well, I'm gonna go talk to the old head ups. But I'm telling you this: if I catch you with that tray, there'll be hell to pay. And he kind of swaggers away.
Crikey.
So that all happens. The night obviously passes. You hear shouts and screams. Especially there's quite a loud noise from the cell down at the corner. It's like a loud guttural yelling and like some thudding, like something is in there like slamming against shit, pretty upset.
I look over at Cramrock and I say to him, "Hey, I need you to make a shield out of this tray for me. I don't know how. Here's the arrow. Do what you can. Or here's the bolt. Just make something that can go across my arm."
I tell you to keep the bolt, and I proceed to fold the tray a couple times to make it stronger.
It's an origami shield.
Yeah.
Well, sharp, like I can round it using the ground.
Give me a roll to see on your crafting to see how sturdy this is.
Roll 18.
Okay. Yeah, you make a decent little shield. It's obviously like really small because it started with like a tray, which is already kind of shield size, and then you had to fold it.
Yeah.
So I didn't
fold it. I rounded up the edges to make it thin. Yeah.
Did you fold it or did you?
No, I rounded up the edges.
I rounded the edges to make it like sturdier on the outside.
So no, it's about shield size, but it is very feeble. You can tell it's a tin shield, like it is.
So would that be
It
like
absorb a blow, like it absorb like a punch or a blunt object, but it wouldn't absorb anything sharp.
Okay, so
it depends on like what hits it. It could, this will be entirely up to my discretion on what I choose to add.
Here's
an
why
AC on this based
here's
on what
why
you get
I have
attacked
a
by.
shield. So my fighting style is protection. While wielding a shield and a creature you can see attacks a target other than you within 5 feet, you can use your reaction to impose disadvantage on the attack roll.
Oh,
Yeah,
for sure.
same
And
with me, I have a
from
bonus for
what
defense.
you know,
I do
from
protect.
what you know about your skill, is this could maybe like block one shot.
And I'm okay with that. That's all I really needed to do.
It's like a one and done kind of thing.
Yeah, that's all I needed to do.
So yeah, there's this interaction, then you guys go to sleep. Next morning comes.
So before we go to sleep, I assume I picked my crystal up out of the toilet and used the water bowl to wash it off and.
Oh, you put it in the water bucket? Like, come on.
No, I put it on the
Splash
ground
water
and
on
dumped
it?
water on it.
Okay, I was gonna say, you're just gonna disease-ridden your whole entire water bucket, give everybody E. coli.
Yeah, oh no,
What other
I don't
diseases?
carry E. coli. Everybody knows.
Okay.
Everybody knows gnomes don't carry E. coli. Anyway.
It's common
Oh, yeah.
knowledge.
Just common knowledge. Okay, Kenzie.
Anyway, so I put my fingers to my temple in the universal sign for telepathy, and I use my awakened mind to telepathically speak to any creatures you can see, see within 30 feet of you, if it understands at least one language. And I look at my cellmate and I say, hey, what are your plans for breaking out of here?
He looks at you and says, "Oh, I ain't got. It's not really my forte."
Yeah, but now that your buddy's here, you think he'll be down to think up something?
Oh, Crumrock's always been more of a planner than me.
Right. Well, we'll have to talk to him in the morning.
Yes, we will.
We're out.
What'd you say?
We're out.
Burnout. Yeah, like, passed it out now. We'll talk in the morning.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, good show, and he goes back to sleep. The night passes without incident, other than like the random shouting. And the morning comes, they open up all your cells.
In the morning, I get up, I take my shirt off and wash myself with some water, and proceed to start looking to make sure none of my tattoos are damaged.
I wake up in the morning. I wish I could step outside. I take a deep breath, and I don't get real high. But I still scream out at the top of my lungs, "What's going on?"
You hear Blaine yell, "Nothing's going on."
I say, hey, hey. I said, hey, what's going on?
The guard comes back, bangs on your cells, says, "Hey, what did I tell you guys singing?"
Nothing, actually.
"Keep it down, eh? This prison's for everyone," he jokes as he keeps strolling through his duties. As people are starting to wake up and stuff, you see the dude who got his cheek bitten by the cobalt. He's walking out, but he's a little worse from wears from the last time you saw him. He's a little beat up, black eye, kind of beaten, and he's a little quieter. He doesn't have the bravado that he had the day before. And you see him kind of like looking over to the cell that Blaine is standing at the door of. He walks out and he kind of like stretches and stands in his doorway as his cellmate sort of goes off and talks to some of the other prisoners.
I turn to Torek and ask him if I procure any paint or something to like draw, if he could paint the map that's on my back on the wall.
Yeah, what do you say, Tarek?
I mean, we don't have any paint, but I could maybe try. I don't know. That we'd have to like do it when people aren't looking, because like they'd get really weirded out. We already sing in the fucking cell, you know what I mean? They're gonna come figure out what we're trying to draw on the walls here.
As you guys are talking, you notice that there's a few characters kind of like staring at you guys. They're sort of eyeing you up. There's a few hobgoblin of the kobolds. There's a couple humans, and there's a hobgoblin kind of like looking at you guys like giving you a bit of a stare. But nothing like too menacing, just sort of like checking you guys out, seeing who the new folks are.
I want to do another perception check on guards to see if there's any guards around 4.5 feet tall.
Yeah, go ahead.
Actually, can I just see any guards that are 4.5 feet tall?
None of them are that short. They are all almost all humans. There might be a bit of orc in there, but they're almost all humans.
Right, cool. It's not good.
it's they're guards. They're not hiring like super small guys.
Hmm.
I call it discriminatory, but it's just not their hiring practices.
This prison is
Fairly well guarded.
Yeah.
So the guards are kind of doing their tours, and not the cobalt that bit the guy's nose off, but another cobalt kind of comes over to you guys, and he says, "Hey, new bloods, boss wants to talk to you." And he's yelling in like both of your cells, so you guys can all hear this.
Boss God, come to me.
I don't
Boss
think
ain't
that's
gonna
how
like
it works
that.
in jail. I don't think that's how it works in jail.
Let's get this over with, and I go with him.
Mhm.
I think we should probably go see the boss, and I think that's maybe where we end it here on a cliffhanger. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
I think that's a good place to wrap it up.
And so concludes another episode of the Spare Time Rewind D&D podcast. Thank you for tuning in.